Okay, hey everyone, my name is Justin, also known as Seronian. This is my gaming side of things, so if you're interested in my politics, I'll try to get one out later on this week, probably tomorrow or Thursday or whatever, when I get a chance to. It's 14th of July, 2020. This is the ideals for wishlist ideals for the Common Empire 9th edition Warhammer 40,000. Let's be honest, a lot of things have changed, especially with the Greater Good coming out. And honestly, it was a missed opportunity for Games Workshop to, at least for me, okay? This is where the Games Workshop is in a conundrum, okay? For the longest time, they basically said that if you want to field human auxiliaries, human whatever, mercenaries, auxiliaries, cultists, you basically had to take Imperial Guard and reflavor it. Okay. Well, then they came with the Genestealer cults, and that was cool, but also kind of disconcerting because now we have two types of humanity, and they sort of made it where it's like you can't really mix both the Imperial Guard, Astra Militarum. Yeah, I know they came with the name because of copyright in China over here, and the Genestealer cult. And personally, for me, it's the fact that you could easily turn on and have it where, yes, keep Genestealer cult their own deal, but as a sort of chapter approved or something else down the line, especially with 9th edition, have it where you have your, I guess you call it your mech. Mercenaries, auxiliaries, and cultists. And I could dare say that pretty much any force can take it except for maybe Genestealer cults. And even then, I'm kind of hesitant on that, put that restriction on it. But the big restriction is you can only take one detachment of human whatever for your army. The second part is that it can be, if you tie it to your army, okay, we have either where there's no influence on the army, it's a straight whatever, okay, cool. You get vanilla, okay? But then you take the vanilla and you add your own little flavors to it. Best example is if you, say, play a Mechanicus army. This could represent maybe either a slave army or a servitor army or something else along that line, where it's like, yeah, they are just your unsupported. Same with Sisters of Battle. This could be the various the male side of things, the mobs, whatever, and go from there. Now, you can take a vanilla, in which case, yeah, you have access to the troops, you have access to this, that, and whatever, you're good to go. And then you have it where it's like you have the level of influence. You can have no influence, light influence, and major influence. Light influence is, okay, you lose a little bit, but you gain a little bit. Or it's like you gain a little bit, you don't really lose a whole lot, but you gain a little bit. And then major influence is you gain a lot, but you lose a lot. You can also lose a lot as well too, for various reasons. Okay, and then you can even say where it's like, well, you have like different influences, but it's like me, you have it where it's like light, moderate, and major. Okay, where light is okay, cool. They're just whatever, no influence. They're vanilla. Light influence, you add a little bit, one extra ingredient, one extra flavor. Moderate, you add 2. Major is where you're taking it thematically. Okay, certain units will be restricted. Like, you can't take this unit. This unit is no good. Okay, and so on. Or war gear options. Go for a heavy one, but then it's like, you get some major war gear benefits. So that's like the first ideal. And that was because of the Greater Good. You had the Tau Empire, Genestealer cults, Astra Militarum, and the Tempest of Science, and really that you could have had the human auxiliaries come into play. And let's face it, there are people out there who are doing great scratch-built mods and mocks of various vehicles, various troops, various whatevers, and that's what really comes down to it. Now, for Tau Empire, that would be nice. That's like, I get that out of the way too, because that's like, that was a glaring, you could have done something better with it. Yes, Shadow Sun getting your own model, Great. She sort of needed it. I was not expecting that, but the big reason I wasn't really expecting was because she came out recently, and it was we've seen other guys where it's like they come with like H unit, but they also came with like an elite unit or bodyguard, so on and so forth. So go figure. So first wish list ideal. My apologies for I probably have to point out if you want to skip the human auxiliary rant, but the first one is wish list for the Tau Empire is quite honestly the biggest one, which is a very competitive list. What does that mean? It means I do not want to have to take, for it to be competitive, in essence, 3 Riptides, 3 Commanders, and 40 Shield Drones. Really? 40 Shield Drones? Which, granted, they've changed the points up a lot. I've seen the points increases. I'm not excited for it, but I'm kind of interested in what they're going to do with abilities, because that's what they really need to do as well, too. But when you have to take 3 Riptides and 3 Commanders and to go Tau Sept and not have a whole lot of variance. And yes, there's that one guy who beat multiple Marine players, but that's how you put it, an oversaturation of Marine players. Yes, Marines are popular. They're very forgiving. But it also means where if your chance of, say, out of 12 people, 20 people, however many, and over half the Marines, then you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to be tailoring my list to, yes, I'm going to try to be ready for all comers, but I'm going to try to tailor to where I'm going against Marines themselves. This is where you have the heavy burst cannons. You have the various other flavors of weaponry. And really the ideal is that is you're basically, you want them, they have a 3+ armor save. Great, awesome. But what happens when you roll that 2 or that 1? Okay, cool. So you're looking at, okay, well, I need to have a feel no pain or a secondary save that can reroll it, or be upgraded. Okay. In that regard, now you're looking at it. Okay, so now, for example, Death Guard, big, they're the big ones that are like, they have that feel no pain, which it's been years. So I think the last I heard was like they had like 4+. So basically now you have to roll twice. Now for Tau, it's very much I roll a hit, I have to roll a wound, and hope my opponent fails their armor saves. Now, certain armor saves, now they also have the invulnerable saves with the new Space Marine, was it Blade Guard or whatever they are, with the shields, which, cool, you have a shield. Storm Shield, which is like a 4+ armor, invulnerable save. Thankfully, though, you can only choose one or the other. It's going to be annoying when they come out with 3+, but at the same time, am I really that shocked? No. So, anyway. But right off the bat, competitive. I want to be able to see a crisis teams. Crisis teams were, when they had that point reduction and a little bit of a weapon reduction as well, too. Weapon point reduction as well, too. That was brilliant. Okay. That was good. And then they have where it's like, oh, look, let's see, elites, XV8s, they have a 6-point upgrade, increase on their points cost. Same for the bodyguards, which, okay. So you're going up 6 points. The big question is, in a year, are you going to go down 6 points? And that's the problem I have. The whole, well, we're trying to adjust it and all this stuff. And it's like, well, Tau, they're just gun line. And it's like, you're right. We're just gun line. Tau Empire is just gun line. Now, we don't have a psychic phase. Good or bad? That's neither here nor there. Go here. But seriously, I mean, crisis teams need to, I mean, that was the iconic figure. That was the iconic model when Tau Empire came out. What, 20 years ago now? Almost 20 years ago now. Congratulations, Tau. You're legal to drink. You can legally drink in the UK. Congratulations. But I mean, that's serious. I mean, it's the fact that Fire Warriors were iconic. Crisis suits were iconic. Old school Tau, You had the Kroot in the background doing their little thing, which right off the bat, that was like, dude, they have 2 alien species? Is that what they look like underneath the helmet? Which they don't. But the fact that you had 2 alien species. Now you have, and I'll get onto it a little more. But, be able to have more competitive lists, be able to have more thematic lists without, kneecapping yourself, without trying to be more fun, try to be more, more varied. Okay, this isn't where, and part of it's because games are just trying to make a lot of money. I get it, I understand it, capitalism. But if you turn around and you complain about why are people walking away from the hobby and not bring new people in, and new people are like, so it's going to cost me $500 to get into a game, whereas War Machine or something else will cost me $100. I can play on the tabletop right on the spot. Okay. So we got that part. Varied list is probably the biggest one, and that's where it comes down to making other lists more useful. The set tenets was nice, but a few of them just went off the wayside because of the new 9th edition, which I do not agree with, but I can understand why. Okay, they do need to get a little bit of upgrade. They could have done better. They could have done more. They could have had some of the stuff, but that's neither here nor there. So, what's in the first? What's like the first? The next wish on my list, ideal. First and foremost, and I have it on my list here separately as a lower level, but it really needs to be up higher, and that's due to updated models. The drone, the Devilfish, has been around for the beginning, hasn't really been updated. Yes, the Hammerhead has gotten a quote-unquote upgrade with the Skyray, but the reality is those are old models as well too. We need to get something updated for them. Something, I don't know how you go about it, but the biggest one for me was the Forge World Hammerhead turrets. That would be nice to bring those back. The secondary market is actually pretty good. The secondary and the 3D printing market has gotten better. They're putting out this stuff that that are nice. The fact that you could feasibly have a Commander Longstrike, Rugger Hammerheads, 3 of those, 3 heavy support Hammerheads, and then the missile support Hammerhead. You could have 10 Hammerheads and be, we're ready to rock and roll. Great. Devilfish could use an update too. I don't know how much of an update, how you can update it without totally messing up, but maybe, we can figure it out. Maybe some new additional rules, especially with the with everything that's going on, especially in regards to the drones. Drones, they can use update, especially with the technical drone. Technical drone and a few other units that Forge World came out with that they discontinued, especially the heavy drones. It's like, dude, bring those back in. They're awesome. They're nice. They're great. So we have that. Kroot, they need to get updated as well too. In fact, I would dare say, if you don't do the Devilfish, which is totally understandable, Kroot, they need to be updated. And then here's two reasons why. Number one, we had the Kroot Mercenary list. This was chapter approved. I think it was 2003. I have it in the back, and it was, yes, it was specialized. I'm not going to deny that, but you had the Kroot Shakers. And it was basically your mercenary list where it's like, hey, depending on what they fought against and what they ate, they became certain abilities. Okay, and that's great. That's awesome. Then you had the various elites, the trackers. I mean, it had no vehicles practically. I think that would be a problem. I think they should have some more vehicles, but that's just me. But it was strictly this is a light infantry force. This is something where they are there for mass terrain, where you have just a mass amount of terrain, where they're tracking their light infantry or light cavalry. And as long as that can be, guess what? That can be awesome. Infiltrators, Kroot Hounds were awesome as well too. They had the Kroot Vultures, the Narlox, the Kroot Riders, both regular Krootox and the Raptor versions, and that's where it's just for me, is like, no, they need to get upgrade. Bring them in. They need a new model system. I would love to be able to just add bits and pieces. I don't want more skulls, but that's just me. Go figure. They're all your big, yeah, whatever. So Kroot, update models for them. Vespids, they're still under, and actually let's go back to Kroot and everything, where the Kroot Hounds, Krootox are in that Risen Finecast or Computer, which that's nice, but they do need to upgrade. And for Vespids especially, that's something that could be brought up. I guess because it's it's newer, it's newer than the other stuff. It's still quite old. Piranhas, they need to get an upgrade. I'm not a big fan of the open canopy type deal. I would like to be able to have it where they have an enclosed canopy. The XV, the X4, whatever it was, the 42 deal. Let me pull it up. Let's see. Forge Drill. Yeah, the TX42, which did have a points upgrade, which is good. Yeah. One other thing I think I'll be brought up to is the variant commanders. The X81, which is I think that was the one that had the Mark Light. X84, which had the smart missile system. Bring them in, make them as a special character type deal and all, where someone can build those two as well too. And I know that's Forge Drill, completely separate deal. I get it, I understand it, but it's just something that brings to mind. And that's the thing too. Kroot also need to have their rules updated. Let's face it, they should have kept their extra melee ability, their strength upgrade. They should be able to be, they're tough enough to be like the screening unit that isn't really a screening unit. They're the screening unit where their role is like, hey, when you have a clear shot, clear time to assault, go for it. Do it. So, Kroot, Vespid, they need to get model upgrades, especially since you still have some pure models out there, Finecast. And going off that point, new auxiliary units. Let's face it, we all want to be able to, for me personally, I want to have the option to legally, in a tournament, show up with a Kroot army list if I don't get a separate one. Same thing for Vespids, same thing for any alien auxiliary, where here is the minimal, if no town influence. It is a auxiliary HQ with auxiliary troops and auxiliary options for the various units. And even, say, no troop transports as well, too. And that's the thing, that go back to the Kroot and all, they should have it where, hey, they do get access to some kind of vehicle or an animal mount that basically where the squads, the teams, whatever, the clans, whatever you have them, kindreds, can jump on, go to a battle point, and then jump off. Nothing too slow, but definitely something a little more survivable and all that. Same thing for Vespids, I guess, too, unless you want to make it where their speed is what keeps them alive. So, go figure. Now, and also for updating models too, the one I think that needs to be really updated because he is iconic hero as well too, is Aun'shi. So go back to him as like, be able to have where Aun'shi gave a revamped model. New auxiliary units, can't go much further than that. For the Kroot and Vespids, it'd be nice to be able to expand around, because that's the thing. That was the original Tau Empire. You had the main Tau, but you had the alien auxiliaries where they can actually do some more stuff. Okay, you can have where it's like, yeah, we're just advisors or we're just a liaison, and we're just there to keep an eye on things. Pure and simple. Having a Vespid Queens, the drones, the Amble came out a month back, and everyone was like, dude, we have our Vespid Queen, which I'm actually excited for. Okay, so, and the little snake, the little slug things, cool. One other thing that I think needs to be brought up, because what they probably forgot about is that when Tau came out originally, it wasn't just the Kroot and the Tau. They also came out with the rules for the human auxiliaries. It'll be nice to be able to bring them back in. They came out with the updated rules for that for the previous editions. Seventh with Taros campaign, which some people are like, they're not too great about, but let's face it, they brought Ogrins, so bring the human auxiliaries back. If not as a mercenary, then bring it as a dedicated unit, and have some options. It'd be nice. I would buy up, probably a squad or 3, probably 4 if I can. Finances being available. But getting four squads of human auxiliaries and maybe even a human fire blade as well too, because let's face it, use them as a hero. Have it where each auxiliaries can be their own units. They'd be able to field the entire auxiliary force. Now, for other alien auxiliaries, let's go for it. Dog soldiers, the Nekasar, all these other alien races that get mentioned in the Tau book, bring them in, show them, use them. Okay, I do not want to have it where, for me, I find having a strict Tau suit with just Riptides commanders to be disingenuous and not in the fluff and flavor of the Tau Empire. Yes, we had the whole 4th sphere expansion and what happened to them. Guess what? They're the exception. They're not the rule. They're the exception. And frankly, if the Games Workshop really wants to do it, I would dare say, in addition to having a set tenet, go for a sphere tenet. What do I mean by sphere tenet? Basically, this is where, depending on, it could be because of, I don't know, war, time deal, maybe in training, where they're so used to a certain sphere of influence, of warfare, that they're just better at certain things. Best example is like second sphere or first sphere expansion, second sphere expansion, where they're very good with going against, say, the orcs for first sphere. They're very good against orcs, but they are not that great against anything else. Second sphere expansion is, say, they're very good working with the Kroot. Okay? And it's like first sphere is like all about the Tau. Second sphere is all about like, Tau and Kroot. Maybe a little more on the Kroot side. Who knows? Third sphere. Third sphere should be this is, they're good against the Imperium. Good against the bugs, the Tyranids, okay? Or other alien forces, depending on how you want to go about it. Fourth sphere, that is one where I would have to say that they would be the most, where it's like they're most Tau, but not quite. There's somewhere, I don't know how to really say it, but the idea is that, they don't get any auxiliaries. So if you're one of those Puritan Tau players, great, awesome. Here's the fourth sphere. It's all about you, maybe about, say, a little bit of your technologies, a little backwards and all. You're tougher, you maybe get morale bonuses, maybe your resistance to psychic attacks. Great, awesome. That's it. Fifth sphere, maybe it's a human deal. I'm just throwing ideas, and this is what it is. It's a wish list. Now, would there be some other stuff come out? Well, personally for me, and this is what annoys me about the Mechanicus, because the Mechanicus are the Tau Empire wearing a Imperial garb. Seriously, Tau Empire, first army to break the 24-inch mark. What do I mean by that? Way back in the day, laser guns, bolt guns, those type of weapons, 24 inches, that's it. Rapid fire, 12 inches. And the Tau Empire broke it. 30-inch range, and then the question was, okay, do we have a difference between the two areas? Okay. Do we go with half? Do we go with 12, 15? What's the deal? Big debate, 4th edition, clarified it, said that, hey, fit half range. Okay. Tau and the Pulse Rifle broke the infantry strength rule. It broke the barrier. You had a strength 5, AP 5 weapon, and it was the only one that could conceivably, practically threaten anything on the battlefield. The only vehicle that could not threaten was a Land Raider. And that had a 14, and that was armor 14 all around. You get behind a target, you get above a target, guess what? That's armor 10. I have a now, instead of just like, oh, I might hit it on my damage on a 6. Well, guess what? Now I can wound it at 5, 6. Sentinels are now afraid of me. Orcs are afraid of me. And by the way, orcs, guess what? You have that 5+ armor save. Guess what? I'm taking it down. I'm strength 5. So guess what? I'm winning on 3s. And you don't get an armor save. That's awesome. And by the way, for all the units too, crisis suits. I apologize for bringing it as last. Give them 4th slot. Seriously. Be like, hey, you have your stand 3, you can take a weapon or a support system, but then hand them a 4th slot that says, this is for your support system. This is to reflect that the technology and Tau of the suits has expanded. You get one support system that doesn't take up a weapon slot. So you could have the targeting system where the advanced targeting system where it will decrease the armor save, and guess what? You're not giving up your 3rd burst cannon. Because let's face it, 2 burst cannons and ATS, guess what? You're threatening almost everyone. Put a 3rd burst cannon on there, and guess what? That's 4 more shots per guy. So you take 3 crisis suits, or better yet, 9 of them, give them 3 burst cannons and an ATS, and guess what? Hi, Mr. Horde. Goodbye, Mr. Horde. But that's just me. Or go the same route with the Flamers. It's like, hi, Mr. Horde. Yes, I know you. You're coming right at me. Guess what? I am ready for you. I'm ready to just like, I'm going to have a barbecue tonight. Especially with the bugs. But anyway, yeah, it just, for me, this is too long for 30 minutes now. But the legitimacy is revamps for Aun'shi and the various models, Devilfish, Kroot, Vespids. Bring in the human mercenaries, auxiliaries or cultists, whichever how you want to go about it. I'll probably make a separate video for that too in a little bit. And just go that route. Okay? Ideally, with the 9th edition, we should see something new. I'm hoping we see something new. But I also want to make it clear, not just new. I want to see something good and new. Okay? And I'm not talking good from the perspective of, the Space Marine or the Eldari or Chaos or whatever. No, I'm talking legitimate, bring the Tau Empire and drop the Aurelian atmosphere. I'm not a fan of it. Okay? That is something major that needs to change as well, too. Too many of these ethereals are idiots. Now, Anva, great, awesome. You made him a 10-pipe dictator of a banana republic, and he died He did not die well. He died screaming. I hate to say it like that. I mean, when you get hit by an assassin like that, that's something else. But Commander Farsight, let's face it, he's at the point where he knows he does not know. He knows that there's stuff in this galaxy that is weird, that he does not understand, and he's like, dude, hey, Imperium, what gives? Hey, Eldar, what happened to you? Seriously, what happened to you? Okay, you helped do what now? How? Too complicated. Got it. How do I stop it? Too complicated. Are you sure? And are you going to backstab me? Seriously, I mean, he's probably the poster child of like, I know that you're going to backstab me. I just don't know how, so I need to be aware of it. And let's face it, I'm not a big fan of the kids' book that showed the Tau Empire, and I'm like, are you guys morons? Seriously, how stupid are you? I'm looking at the Tau commander. He's like, oh, I'm going to force you to join us, or we're going to execute you. I'm like, shall we try that against her? Please? No. Okay, then. I'm going to walk away. And if you die a horrible death, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. I'm walking away because you're too dumb to live. TD, was it? Too dumb to live. TDTL. That's what it comes down to. Toodle. But yeah, anyway, it's just like I said, stuff going on for a half hour. My apologies for that. So y'all have a good day now. Hopefully you enjoy this. I'll probably post up another link, and then probably later on I'll probably have to redo this live stream. Let me know how you guys like it. If you don't, great. If you do, great. Let me know. I would enjoy if you guys comment, because that's the only way I can improve. Thank you. Goodbye. Y'all have a good day now. This is Justin, also known as Rowan. Good luck, Godspeed, and this is for the gaming.